So the big day is finally here. All you have left to do is turn in your notice. But when should you do it? December, January, February, July? What's the best time to turn in that notice and transition from working to retirement? We're going to cover that and more in today's show. My name is Jim Martin. I'm a financial advisor and the founder of Martin Wealth Solutions, a retirement planning firm completely committed to helping people plan for and enjoy their retirement. We started this channel to take our experiences, the things we see in real life, and help educate people all across the country. Look forward to helping you, and I hope you find a lot of value in today's topic. So when is the best time to retire? Well, let me let you in on a little secret. Usually when you're financially prepared and you're ready. But there are some important considerations to think about before you turn that notice in. What we don't want to do is retire and have left money on the table, not maximize our pensions, not maximize our Social Security, leaving vacation time on the table. So today, we're going to cover 7 considerations you need to think about before you turn your notice in so you can choose the optimal time for you. So number 1 on our list, do you have a pension? You see, you might have worked for 20 or 30 or even just 5 years to get this pension. However, some of the math inside pensions, there's optimal times to retire. What we don't want to do is retire 2 or 3 months early and cost you a significant amount of pension benefits. So what you want to do is contact your pension provider and ask for a plan summary document. And once you get your benefit summary document, look at the calculations and make the decision that's appropriate. If it makes sense to retire in January, you certainly don't want to retire in December and cost yourself hundreds of dollars a year, a month, so understanding how your pension works is really important before you make that decision on what's the optimal month. We want to make sure we optimize our pensions. Remember, you work for it. It's your benefit. Let's make sure we wring every nickel out of that before you turn your notice in. And now we're at number 2. Does your company have a bonus program? Let me explain. Oftentimes, companies pay bonuses, and sometimes they're not in January. Your company might pay this bonus in February or March or the middle of the summer or December. What you don't want to do is retire early and leave that entire year's bonus on the table. So understand your company's bonus structure and don't retire before that bonus is paid out, because it could be a considerable sum of money, and you want to make sure you maximize every dollar you can in retirement, and that includes not leaving money on the table. Hey, pardon the interruption. If you're finding value in today's video, do me a big favor, hit that like button, that thumbs up button. That lets the algorithm for YouTube tell other people just like you about this video. Additionally, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. We try to release a new video every week. Number 3 on our list, maximizing your vacation time. Look, benefits are very different depending upon the company you're at. So it might be that you get lump sum vacations, or you might get paid out for vacations in different ways. And we want to understand the math of how vacation, sick time, PTO, whatever you have at your company is paid out so you can maximize that time. Again, this is extra money. We don't want to leave this on the table. So understand how that works. Now, a little trick you can do, just talk to your HR department. You don't have to let them know you're retiring, but ask them how it works. Make sure you have a firm understanding of how this works so you can make the decision that best benefits you. And we're not talking about taking advantage of your company. Oh, and some of you might like that idea, but we're only talking about how do you make smart decisions around your retirement date so you maximize all of the benefits that you've earned. Number 4 on our list, retiring in the first half of the year. Now, there's a couple reasons why that might make sense for you. Number 1, you get some time back. Rather than working all the way through the glorious days of summer, all the way up until wintertime or January, whenever, maybe we retire in June and then have that entire summer and fall in front of us. And we only have so many summers, so this might make a lot of sense to you. But more than that, we might open up the door for some tax opportunities. And having that 6 month of income rather than 12 months might open up the opportunity to do some really cool things, like Roth conversions, like getting ready for the Affordable Health Care Act subsidies and potentially lowering our healthcare costs along the way. You see, when we keep our tax rates low and you keep them lower by earning less, it does create the opportunities that might not have existed before. We might be able to harvest some capital gains and maybe not pay taxes on it. Everybody's situation is different, but it's important to weigh that. Now, if you're going to retire in that first half of the year, you do have to understand that you might not get the full 401k match. However, generally, you can load your 401k up, meaning you can contribute more today in order to maximize your benefit before you retire and defer even more money and potentially pay less in taxes. So there's a lot of opportunity with retiring half of a year rather than a full year. It's not right for everyone. And again, we need to take a look at the other considerations that are there, but it might make a lot of sense. And I sure like the idea of having an extra summer in my retirement. I think that's really cool, and it could create a really nice springboard for a great retirement. All right, number 5 on our list, and this is one of the reasons why people oftentimes work much longer than they should: healthcare considerations. Look, if you're not 65 and you retire earlier than 65, you're going to have some choices to make, some big decisions you have to make. How do you get health insurance? Well, remember, if you have company-sponsored health insurance, if you separate from work, you're going to have 18 months of health insurance, generally speaking, covered by COBRA. In addition to that, you can go out to the Affordable Health Care Act, the exchanges, and purchase health insurance. But it's one of these big decisions that we need to make, and you might want to time that based upon what your benefits allow for. Look, if you're 19 months away from turning 65, you might work one more month so you can retire, get on COBRA for 18 months, and then transition very cleanly over to Medicare. But if you're married, this might throw a wrinkle in there, so we need to be aware of it. But be careful there, but also understand how health insurance, how your benefits work when you separate from employment. All right, number 6 on our list, personal milestones. Look, maybe you've been working for 34 years and 11 months and you want to get to 35 years. I don't know why, but it just sounds good, and you want to hit that milestone, that 40-year milestone, that 35-year milestone. Maybe there's a project at work you're working on. Maybe there's just something you want to achieve before you transition out. So oftentimes you could work longer or choose your date relative to when are we going to hit that personal milestone? When are we going to hit that number that really is impactful and meaningful to you? So make sure you take that into consideration when you're choosing the optimal month to retire in. And folks, we're at number 7. We are at the end, and I'm excited by this one because I've met with so many people over the years who feel this way. They want to retire and choose their date, not because there's some magical pension for them or there's a milestone they want to hit or health insurance or any of these things. They're just ready. They're just ready. They have worked for 30 or even 40 years at a company, and they're just ready. They're ready to transition out. So oftentimes we don't have to wait another 2 years to retire or some specific pie in the sky number. There's no perfect time to retire. January is not better than December, and December is not better than February. When you're ready, you're ready. Now, the caveat to that is making sure that you take a look at your holistic financial plan. You understand if you retire today, how will that affect all of the other things we laid out before you? However, when you're ready, you're ready. And I think we all know it. We all know, like instinctively, when enough is enough and we're ready to transition. And when that is, that's usually a great time to retire, to turn your resignation in and take the next step. One of the biggest steps you're going to take, retirement. You see, retirement can be one of the best seasons of your life. But don't make these decisions in a vacuum. Make sure all of your I's are dotted, all of your T's are crossed. Make sure you have a financial plan. Make sure you have a life plan for what's next for you, and live an incredible retirement. I hope you found value in today's show. Look, if you liked what you saw here, do me a quick favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That lets other people know about us, and we try to release a new video every week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.